How's it, guys? So we gonna be finishing off our Freaky Friday Shad series today. Gonna be a little bit of a longish video, so be with us. We're gonna get in the trace and a bait.
Yes.
So for this video, we had to come down to the shop because it's gonna need both our brains to get through this.
It's been a long day too.
So a lot of the old timers would know what this is. This is how they used to target shad back in the day in the top bunk style.
Yeah. It was a wooden float to be able to throw it.
This is a wooden float, guys. And for the guys out there, we actually stocked this at Adcan. It's on the corner of the shelf there. So we're gonna show you guys how it was done back in the day. I think a few guys still use this, especially in the South Coast.
I know a lot of guys that still use it.
Yeah, they still use this here. That's why we still stock them.
Yeah, so well, we got the poly floats as well, but I mean that's self-explanatory.
Yeah, you've seen us do that last week. So Max is just going to show you guys how you'll actually rig this up and how you'll actually use it.
Yeah.
It's going to need both of our brains, but we'll get it done.
Yeah. So I'll show you how the old school way of doing it. I know I've fished a lot with these, just tying directly to each end, but I'll show you the proper way that they were designed to be used. So I've just got some 0.6 here. You can use 0.7, 0.5, whatever you prefer. So take to the bottom of the float, bottom of the float being there, the white end normally, and we're just going to tie figure 8 there. So it's just going to be quick. Cinch that off, so tie that down. Right, so from there what we're going to do is we're going to take about 25 to 30 centimeters depending on what you prefer, but that's about right. So I think that's just shy of 30 centimeters there. Cut a little bit extra obviously for the knot. The next thing is a 3-way swivel, and I'll show you why now. So we tie a 3-way swivel to this.
Max, just tell the guys what size is that.
So this is a number 4. Number 4 adrenaline. But yeah, any 3-way swivel, we stock the adrenaline ones. They've been the best quality for the price lately, for us at least. So now another just figure of 8 to the 3-way. Set down. Just trim your tag ends. Right, so now you've got it 3-way up the top, down to your float. So now I'll show you the rest of the trace. So now we tie on our trace. So here's Ben's made us up a double hook trace there. It's the Loomis, I think a 4.0, huh? The new Loomis Shad Hook 4.0. They're sharp, eh? So I will show you what I do here. I do probably a little bit different to most people, but I'll show you the theory behind it. So once again, same line. Knot it there, and whatever knot you prefer. Figure 8's more than strong enough. It's very easy. Fisherman's knot, Rebex, I mean, geez, you can do whatever you want there really. So then what I do is I take about 15 to 20 centimeters of line, literally a tiny little piece like that, and I will trim it, and then I've got a little number 8 barrel swivel there, and I tie this on here, and I'll show you why now. So obviously this is going to be floating, but I do like to get the bait sort of mid-water for shad. We all know that the shad like to feed mid-water, and I like the bait sort of being able to move a bit more naturally than having, pause it there. Sorry everybody, brief intermission there.
Another deal we got here is squirrel caramel nuts. Oh, popcorn, sorry. Very tasty.
They are nice.
Watching a live show, yeah.
Okay, so there's the little swivel in line. I like doing that, and I'll show you why now. Gives it a little bit of freedom, also takes a twist out of the line, so a little bit extra there. Then, now this will depend on the depth of water you're fishing. I like to fish it quite long. So what's that? Just about a meter. Ben's breaking stuff. And then I use, depending on the wash, but generally speaking, a little 1/4 ounce. Ball sinker, egg sinker, barrel sinker, doesn't matter. So we'll put that on in a moment. So now tie onto that swivel. There. Now you'll see. Now if you want to, you could put a bead against there, you could do any of those sorts of things. Now that sits like that. So when you're drifting through the water, this is a lot more freedom of movement here. So it's a bit more natural. I prefer that than having the sinker running up to that swivel there on the trace. And then also the other sneaky little trick, if you're wanting to catch blacktail or carantine or something while you're fishing for shad, you can always put a little hook on there, a number 8 or a number 4. Just tie a little branch off there. Alright, now comes the interesting part. So then from the top of that line, we go back to the 3-way swivel that's attached to your bung. And just on there, lots of knots in this trace. Right, and that's all she wrote. So the reason by doing that is now you have direct contact with your bait. So you haven't got to strike through a float or only see the float. You can feel the bite, even if the fish comes forward and doesn't down the float. So that works really, really effectively. I know Margate Pier is famous for this. I think South Pier in the old days was famous for this trace. Yeah. This is how they were fished for back then. Margate Pier, still guys do it here around us here. Lots of guys still fish like this. It's very, very effective. You can feel the bite very, very well, especially in the roughest of seas and the biggest of wash. So yeah, and then just remember, just vary that depending on where you're fishing. The likes of Margate Pier, you can go quite long. Scott Point, you could probably go quite long. But then if you're fishing in amongst the rocks, shorten it up so you don't get your trace jammed in the rocks. Yeah, I think we'll. Anything else from you, Ben?
No. Old school, you have to pull out the old school stuff. So a lot of guys, especially the older guys, would know this.
Oh my word.
This is how the ghost scotching used to come back in the days. Before the guys got fancy and putting it in small stuff. Brings back some memories, guys. But yeah, guys, this is something cool we stock in the shop there from back in the day.
I mean, we've got all of this in store.
So it's on the left hand side there on the shelves is our bunks, and then on the right of us we got all the hooks and the pre-made traces, and then behind us
bits and pieces behind us.
We got some hooks,
circles, line wire, and some lures.
There is a whole lot of lures on display, and then if something is not on the shelf, just ask whoever's behind the desk. They'll probably get it off in the back for now. So yeah, we're gonna jump straight into the baiting.
We're gonna do some baits now.
So we're gonna do some baits now off the traces. Pretty much the baits can be the same whether you're fishing the ground trace, Tompark, or this.
Yeah, I think what we'll just use each one to do a different style of bait, but you can vary them between.
So you can use them on every trace that's over there. So we're gonna do a natural bait, if you wanna call it that, and then we'll do one cut bait.
Yeah.
And then we'll throw in a few tips on that.
Yeah.
So let us move to the back. We don't want to be messing the young ladies' office here. They're gonna come and skin us alive. So let's get to the back, and then we'll catch you guys just now. Okay, guys, welcome to the back of Adcan, where all the magic happens, where all the
it's nice and clean and quiet now.
Yeah, now it's not a mayhem, so you guys get to see a little bit of the processing area. I'm gonna do a cut bait. There is quite a few variations of the cut bait.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a belly, you could do a fillet or whatever, yeah.
I'm just going to do a simple one, a little bit bulky one for the guys. Guys, what we have in stock right now, our Adcan Marine sardines. This is KZN, the Tell brand frozen. We just grabbed this off the fridge. We didn't pick or anything. So you guys can see the quality of the bait. Okay, so these are also IQ, so you can see they're all loose. Yeah. So that's nice when you're fishing for shad, especially. Okay, so just gonna grab a sardine here, and I'll use my trace. I don't trust Max's knots. So yeah, I'm gonna be baiting up the double hook, but you can obviously bait up a single hook in the same.
Yeah, well, I mean, a single hook would just be just be that. Yeah.
So basically, I'm going to do a belly and tops, we call it that. There's a lot of ways of it. So what you're going to do is, that's your sardine. So what I like to do is, there's no basic scent in that. That part there, you can see it's just head. So you can cut that out. You don't need that. And chuck that away. And then all I'm going to do is split it down the center there. And then now we get cut that bit of tail out. Now we got your belly and you got your chops. Okay, so what I want to do there now is then open up the chop. It works out quite better when it's a little bit defrosted. Now it's a bit frozen, so it's going to be a little bit harder to show you guys.
I did try to take it out of the freezer, but someone put it back.
I don't know. I thought the customer had it there. You don't leave random baits lying around. Okay, guys, when it's defrosted, you don't need to actually do this, but because it's frozen now, I'm just going to make a slit for the hooks to set in. Okay, all I'm doing there now is grab my longer hooks, the longer hook, put it into the tip there, placing it inside. With a shad, you don't really need it to be too much crowd because they are quite aggressive feeders. They will bite into the fish.
Yeah.
And then my second hook, measuring it properly, and then put that in there. So you can throw this as is with a little bit of cotton on there. So we're just using the medium here, medium latex, and you're just going to bind it up. You can take this over and fold it in there if you want, keeping that scent a little bit in there.
If I'm also going to be honest, most people just chop the head behind the gills. And that works perfectly fine as well.
It works fine, but I always feel having that part there gives a lot more scent.
Yeah, but I'm normally stashing the heads for something else for later.
Yeah, look, it all depends on each person. So guys, you can throw this bait as is. It has beautiful shine there, and then it has all your scent coming out from there. But what I like to do is to make the bait a lot more bigger and to target a bigger shad.
Yeah.
Obviously, what I like to do now is to lock that scent into places. I'll take the skin side. I'd rather and place it on top. I'd rather let this scent come out and let that be more of a slow release there as well.
And I think this will make it a little bit more pecker proof.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of carrows around, especially at the moment with the bigger shad we've got.
Yeah.
You are holding a bait for a bit longer for that bigger bite.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's basically it, guys. You can put a bit of cotton on top there to lock those guts in place to keep that guts in there. And then you can leave it there. Now the tip of this, Max is laughing, but anyway, I'm going to show you guys a tip. When there's a lot of peckers around, sorry guys, this is the only ghost cotton we could find around us.
It's not so easy to find ghost cotton anymore.
Yeah. So when the peckers are extremely gale and you want your bait to last a little bit longer, what I'll do is I'll still have my latex cotton. I'll grab my, Max, can you just come over and hold my roll there, please?
No.
Be useful. No, all it's long words. You can see Max never deal with this stuff before.
Why would I use this?
So all you do here, guys, is grab the ghost cotton with the latex, and then you're going to bind it together. Now this is going to create like a barrier.
It's a 3 people job.
It's not 3 people. if we had the right cotton, it wouldn't be so hard. So guys, all I'm going to do there is just bait it up together, and that's going to make it a little bit more pecker proof.
Be prepared to sharpen your knife.
Yeah, guys, you're going to have a scissors around with you. And
ghost
stuff.
cotton's terrible.
So ghost cotton is not the easiest things to work with. But yeah, wrapping it like that, you can see I got a lot of cotton on there. And that's because of wanting to be a little bit pecker proof.
Yeah.
There is other ways for tips, like if your guys use the unscented gauze. We use it a lot in the non-ed side.
Yeah, for flatfish and stuff.
Yeah, for flatfish and stuff where we cover the bait. I think on the shad side it might work.
I use a stocking.
So yeah, guys, that's the normal, plain and simple cut bait for shad.
Oh, nice long bait. I think that's the biggest trick I find with them as well. If you're cutting a bait, whether it's a carrow, fillet, or anything, try and make it as long as possible. Yeah.
That there will also work for cob.
Oh yeah, no, cob.
That shine is there, the smell is there. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's a quick, simple, fast. Shad is always about fast fishing.
Yeah, just get the bait.
You just have to get your bait in the water. It's nothing too fancy.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you the least fancy of them all.
So I'm going to let Max go there while I wash my hands.
So this is just going to be, you'll see a lot of people, for those that are beginners, a lot of people looking for smaller sardines, and it's because they want to use a whole bait. So we take
It's raining.
Take the whole sardine, and I just use the scissors and I try and trim the tail. Now with this as well, because it's a whole bait, it's more pecker proof. The peckers don't get through it, so the smaller fish don't get through it as quickly. So rather than cutting the tail off there, I just trim the tail fin, and you'll see why. So that helps it with the throw. Then I take my knife, the sharp edge, and just go around the head. Just tap it along, all the way around, up the nose, I know some people hook it through the head, but that just seems like a pain to me. I'll show you how I do it. So then you've got that, and you've got somewhere for the cotton to bite. Now I take my longer hook, and I just pinch it through as far back on the tail I can get. Just got to get around the bone there. So as far back on the tail as I can get, through there, and out, so it sits nice and proud like that. Then I take my other hook, and I'll just lay it against the back of the bait. So it should finish where the other shank starts. So then you've got a hook on each side, like that.
So you can also still penetrate that a little bit through the fish.
You can. I don't like to. The only reason I don't like to is, if you're going to fish a whole bait, it's kind of going to be a little bit more pecker-proof. And once you start breaking the skin, they can get in.
Yeah. Scent releases from that hole as well.
But this, a whole bait is more visual than anything else. So, it works nicely on this top bung. It's very visual. So then, obviously, just your cotton, whatever you prefer. And I start at the tail and I just work my way. Make sure you bind those hook shanks nicely because they are the important parts. You don't want them to roll over in the bait. Keep that there.
Yeah, make sure you bind the hook as well so the fish can't get hooked.
Yeah, I'll show you. So that happens often where you get the cotton over the hook and it surprisingly stops the hook up. So just make sure that you either pull it forward or backwards off the hook. Just make sure, quite a bit of cotton here because you're going to have to throw this. Now this is where those little nicks in the head come into play. Now you can bind the cotton all the way up to the nose. I know a lot of people will hook it through the nose and then push it down. Too much of a process. Just do a couple of knocks. You can probably do it the night before if you want to do it in the box. And that just gives the cotton purchase on that, and it gives it a nice sleek profile.
So my way is very similar. The only difference is that I lift the gill plate
and you push it under.
Push it under.
I don't even bother with that.
I mean, the difference I do.
So I just finish it off back to the tail, and break it off, and that's it. Nice. Okay, here's a bit of an S pen, but nice little straight bait, beautiful and sleek. It's going to drift nicely. It's going to be very, very natural, and your hooks are nice and proud there. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of different variations. Other people do.
Look.
You can be adding on. Hold on 1 second. I mean, you can add on. So on your cut bait, I know a lot of people, they love to use a Jap Mac. A fillet of Jack Mac to add on.
You can add that onto your whole bait there for scent. You can add it on the side of that bait.
The cut bait. Even red eye. I know a lot of people like to put a piece of red eye on both sides. And sometimes the season calls for mackerel on it.
Yeah, especially going closer to the ban season when they come into spawning time.
Yeah, before
that's when we get just before that or just after the ban.
Yeah.
You get a lot of the bigger shad around, and then these work excellent.
Yeah.
That whole mackerel just always gets that bigger shad.
Yeah, even just adding a fillet on. Yeah. And you're gonna get out of a mackerel 4 fillets out of it. You can split the fillet in half.
That's what the guys normally do with the Jap Mac.
Yeah.
So you fillet it, cut it down, and then block it there again, and it's just one small piece on your sardine bait.
So those are the variations, but really with shad, keep it simple.
Yeah, look, shad is very simple, scent, and then now and then visual. And shad, when they feed, they feed.
Yeah, if they're there, they're there. If they're not there, they're not there.
Yeah, obviously a little trick here and there would help, but generally, when they're on the bite, you can throw orange peel and catch them.
Yeah.
So as long as
a lot of the time, it's more about where the guys are throwing to than what bait it is.
Yeah. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed our Shad series. It's always crazy when we're together, but we try to keep it as short as possible. And let us know if you all want to see something else. We will try and get to it.
Yeah, we've got some things for the next ones. I know we started off the bronze bream. We're probably going to run that again after the next series we do, because it's kind of like 2 seasons of the bronze bream coming through now.
No, there'll be quite a bit of bronze bream, but we're also trying to keep within the season and what's around us, so you guys can actually use what we're speaking about. There's no need of us showing you a diamond trace in winter.
No.
It makes no sense. So
we haven't even seen the smaller winter diamonds in any case.
yeah. So guys, I think that's it from us.
That's it.